Rhythmheaven is a game where you push a button along the beats of a song. Okay, it's more than that. Rhythmheaven is a game where you push buttons along the beats of a song, with monkeys playing golf, or with a yellow DJ, or with whatever the heck is happening here. And if you mess up your inputs, they get mad. Really mad. Rhythmheaven is what I consider to be a true rhythm game, because you don't need to see the game to beat it. All you need to do is trust and rely on audio cues. Heck, the game discourages you from using your eyes. So in theory, beating Rhythmheaven blindfolded is possible. Or is it? Let me explain how cues and inputs work using this monkey. He has a 3-beat long audio cue, and you have to input on the 3rd beat. Now let's look at Monkey's friend, Mandrill. It's 4 beats long and makes a different sound. If there was no sound, the player would have a hard time hitting the ball. Anyway, that's how most mechanics in Rhythmheaven minigames work. An audio cue is played, and in response, the player inputs a button. If a mechanic does not follow that rule, the player won't be able to react if they are playing blindfolded. So let's put you in a scenario. It is your first time playing the game. You are unable to use your eyes during gameplay, except during practice, and you press A+B to start. Under those circumstances, the following minigames that are playable are Rhythm Test, Hole-in-One, Screwbot Factory, Seesaw, Double Date, Remix 1, Forklifter, Tambourine, Board Meeting, Satan, Remix 2, Working Dough, Build to Scale, Air Rally, Figure Fighter, Remix 3, Ringside, Packing Pests, Micro Row, Samurai Slice, Remix 4, Catch of the Day, Flipper Flop, Exhibition Match, Vlog Step, Remix 5, Launch Party, Donk Donk, Love Rap, Remix 6, Tap Trout, Shrimp Shuffle, Cheerleaders, Karate Man, Remix 7, Samurai Slice 2, Working Dough 2, Build to Scale 2, Double Date 2, Remix 8, Love Rap 2, Cheerleaders 2, All-in-One 2, Screwbot Factory 2, Remix 9, Figure Fighter 2, Micro Row 2, Packing Pests 2, Karate Man 2, Remix 10, Nightwalk, Toy Car, Police Call, Hi-Hat, Rhythm Fighter, Mr. Upbeat, Wake Up Caller, Munchie Monk, Lady Cupid, Monzai Birds, Endless Remix. Wait. Every minigame that introduces a new mechanic has a practice. The Endless Remix introduces 3 new minigames. None of them have practice, so wouldn't that make the Endless Remix unplayable? Technically, yes, but that's a boring way to classify a game as unplayable. So I'll introduce a new rule to the scenario. If it's your first time you're playing a minigame with no practice, and it introduces a new mechanic, you are allowed to take off your blindfold until you understand the mechanic. So in that case, Endless Remix is playable. For the extra games, the Clappy Trio, Sneaky Spirits, Power Calligraphy, and Tap Trial are playable. With that in mind, every minigame, Rhythm Toy, Endless Game, Extra Game, Nightwalk, and Rhythm Test are playable in Rhythmheaven Fever. So in total, wait, there's more. Friend! You both enter the first 2-player game, Forklifter. You finish the practice, and something is wrong. For most of the level, Ps are flicked to both players, having them input at the same time. But in some parts, Ps are flicked to only one of the players. Whenever player 1 inputs, the sound passed to the left. And whenever player 2 inputs, the sound passed to the right. So what's the issue here? The person flicking the Ps. Their audio cues sound the same for both players, and there is no audio panning. Reminder, you and your friend are blindfolded. You can't rely on the game's visual glory and storytelling to catch Ps with a fork. You are not able to tell which player the P is heading to, because you cannot see the P. That means 2-player Forklifter is the only unplayable minigame, yet, leaving a bad impression on your blindfolded friend. And what do you do when a friend is distressed? You play 2-player Tambourine with them. That minigame is similar to how 2-player Forklifter works, with parts of the minigame being dedicated to 1 player, except there isn't a piece of crap flicking Ps at you. Instead, there are monkeys that play the tambourine, and the player 2 monkey's audio cues sound deeper than player 1's, making 2-player tambourine a playable experience. Your friend is no longer distressed. In fact, they want to play more rhythmheaven with you, so you both play 2-player ringside, 2-player micro row, 2-player flip-a-flop, 2-player launch party, and 2-player tap trap. All those 2-player minigames don't have parts where only one player is active, so they're all playable. Lastly, 2-player karate man. Just like tambourine, player 2's audio cues and inputs sound deeper than player 1's, so you can tell who's supposed to be pressing the button. With that being said, every 2-player minigame, except Forklifter, are playable. There's more content? Claptrap is playable, Mochi Pounding is playable, Kung Fu Ball. Oh, Kung Fu Ball. In Kung Fu Ball, you play as this boy called Young Cricket, and your friend plays as this girl called Cicada. Why am I telling you their names? Because you can't truly hate something or someone without knowing what it's called. I'll get to why you should hate these people in a sec. Anyway, they both stand on these platforms and kick a ball towards each other. Sometimes, they move to these lower platforms where they switch to a quick pattern. They're also able to breathe fire. They're also able to do a great bird claw spike. The practice teaches you all of that well, so all that information should be helpful enough to play the real thing. Whoa. These guys are in WarioWare? Sorry, I mean, whenever Young Cricket and Cicada do their fire breathing move, the ball does not move to the player whose turn it is. It moves to a random player. Why does the ball do that? Oh, and that's not all. Where's the audio cue for switching patterns? The audio cue that was in the practice. You're telling me that these kids with inhuman agility have the ability to breathe fire, but are not able to make a sound landing on a surface? Unplayable and illogical, Kung Fu Ball is the worst minigame in the entire franchise. You and your friend hate these characters now. Your day is ruined and you don't want to play Rhythmheaven Fever ever again. Oh look, there's 2 more 2-player endless minigames, Pirates Crew and Bossa Nova, and they both are playable. In Rhythmheaven DS, you play with a stylus. That's pretty much all you need to know. The core gameplay is the same as in Rhythmheaven Fever. When you start the game, you are greeted by a tutorial. The purpose of this tutorial is to teach you how to flick, not how to input to a beat. The first minigame you unlock after the tutorial is Built to Scale, which serves the purpose of teaching you about rhythm, and is playable. The next minigame, however, Glee Club is weird, and so is every other minigame. But what's odd about the Glee Club are the controls. In the level, you play as a chorus kid, and you're supposed to hold your yap shut until it's your turn to open your yap.
Together now.
This all sounds fine, right? Well... in this part, the first chorus kid opens his yap, but when the second chorus kid starts singing, the first one does not stop. When it's your turn to sing, all 3 of you are singing at the same time. There is no information telling you when to stop, making Glee Club unplayable. And for the first and only time, this isn't a problem caused by your blindness. It's a problem caused by the orchestra conductor not doing his job properly. Okay, with that out of the way. Philbot's Fan Club, Remix 1, Rhythm Rally, Shoot 'em Up, Bluebirds, Moe Doo-Wop, Remix 2, Love Reserves, Crop Stomp, Freeze Frame, the titles are playable, but Remix 3 is a problem. A silly problem. In the minigame Crop Stomp, you play as this guy and you have to stomp crops. Sometimes moths show up in an audio cue placed to let you know. And here's Crop Stomp from Remix 3. Remix 3 is missing that audio cue. Why? I have no idea. I can understand two-player minigames in FIFA having issues with audio cues as oversights. But this is a remix from the main 50 games. How could you make a mistake this bad? It could be intentional, but why? What purpose does removing the most noise serve? Oh, and that's not all. There's no audio cue telling you when the level transitions to Crop Stomp. The small mistake makes Remix 3 unplayable. Anyway, Munchy Monk, DJ Skull, Drummer Duel, Love Rap, Remix 4, Splashdown, Big Rock Finish, Dog Ninja, Frog Hop.
We are just getting...
Remix 5, Space Soccer, Lockstep, Rockers, Karate Man, Remix 6, Go to Scale 2, The Deltas 2, Frog Hop 2, Fan Club 2, Remix 7, Satan, Full Boss 2, Bluebirds 2, Lockstep 2, Remix 8, Moe Doo-Wop 2, Karate Man 2, Beat Up 2, Space Soccer 2, Remix 9, Shoot 'em Up 2, Splashdown 2, Munchy Monk 2, Walkers 2. Remix 10 and Airborder are playable. Coin Toss, Shoot 'em Up Endless, and Tala are also playable. And we have Samurai Slice. You play as the wandering samurai on this rooftop with this contraption. You have to slice melons, fish, and those guys. All of them have different patterns, which have the same audio cues. You can tell how this could be a problem. As for the rest, Glass Tappers, Remove Dungeon, Business Card, Phone. Fall Monster, Octopus Machine, Beat Machine, Beat Bag, Kappa DJ are playable. The guitar lessons are practice levels for the Battle of the Bands, so they won't count. And the Battle of the Bands is playable. Looks like you can't reach.
Good job!
That's better. Rhythm Tengoku is the first game of the rhythmheaven franchise, and it's the weirdest. I could talk about how odd this game is, but that's for another video. So the first challenge the game gives you is this button. That is the rhythm test, similar to the one in FIFA, just without these guys. There's nothing wrong with the button, it's just a button. It's playable. What's also playable is the first minigame you unlock, Karate Man, and Rhythm Tweezers, Marching Orders, Spaceball, the Clappy Trio, but not Remix 1. Remix 1 begins with marching orders. An audio cue is played for you to start marching. Then it switches to Karate Man. That's on. Where's the audio cue? Later, the level switches to the Clappy Trio. I said trio. Why are there 4 of them? How are you supposed to know there are 4 lions when you can't see? Okay, by this point in the level, you would have figured out that there are 4 lines in the Clappy Trio, and you would assume that's gonna be consistent. But nope, it switches back to a normal trio. So Remix 1 is unplayable. The 2 minigames after Remix 1 are playable, Sneaky Spirits and Samurai Slice. Then you get hit by these douchebags. In Rat Race, you play as a rat and your objective is to hide from a cat. The rat in front is holding a 3-beat stoplight. After the 3rd beat of the stoplight, you have to hold at the 4th beat to hide. The same thing applies to going back to running. Sounds good? Well, after that practice... The rat says this. Don't worry, when the cat appears, it meows, telling you to stop 1 beat after its meow. No stoplight needed. Wait a second. Why would the rat throw away the stoplight? Is it stupid? Or is it secretly plotting against you? The rat wouldn't know when to start the stop sign, unless it knows exactly when the cat is going to show up. And the only way for the rat to know the exact moments when the cat appears is if the cat told it beforehand. That's right, the rat and the cat are working together to make your life a living hell. Not only is the rat sabotaging you, it's sabotaging its people. You know, this franchise does not have an antagonist, but the rat from Rat Race is a great candidate. Sick Beats! In Sick Beats, you play as the doctor, and you gotta catch viruses with the D-pad. This minigame is similar to how a tower defense game is laid out, but remember, you can't see. The viruses always spawn from the entrance. Sometimes viruses skip a part of the track. Thankfully, an audio cue lets you know when that happens. Now here's where the problem arises. A virus skipped 2 parts of the track and is currently on the left. Another virus shows up. Both move at the same time, but you gotta know that there are 2 viruses now, and there is no audio padding to help either. So if there are multiple viruses on the track, you want to be able to tell where all of them are. That makes Sick Beats unplayable. The Bonadori. I'm not gonna sound passive-aggressive here because I have bias. The practice for the Bonadori teaches you these 2 patterns. The real thing, these cues are played. For the first time, these cues are not mistakes. They're there on purpose to throw you off guard. Heck, if you're paying close attention, you might be able to hit this part first try. This level is really cute with what it does. It goes in the S tier, unplayable tier. Okay, with 3 out of 5 minigames in the second column being unplayable, you could presume Remix 2 would be the same, right? Yes, but the reason isn't from all 3 of these minigames. It's because of this and this. In Remix 2, the Bonadori sections are ones you were familiarized with in the Bonadori practice. The Rat Race sections bring back the stoplight. Now, I want you to see what's going on in the Sick Beats section. Viruses should not be allowed to spawn. What? Viruses should not be allowed to spawn here. The entrance is there, and for sneaky spirits. That is not right. Let me show you the original sneaky spirits. The cue in Remix 2 is 7 beats long. This would have been fine if the game told you that information, but it does not do that. Something like a 4, 2, 3, go would have worked perfectly, and that's not all. At the end of the level, Sneaky Spirits returns to its normal 8-beat cue. You're starting to lose trust in this video game. So out of all 13 minigames you have done so far, including the rhythm test, 5 of them are unplayable. Remember when I said this game was weird? We barely started and there are already more unplayable minigames than in Fever or in DS. Moving on, we have Wizard Waltz, Showtime, Bunny Hop, which are all playable, and we have the Furries, Tram and Pauline. The goal is to input after they jump so they can't put on a fursuit. It's unplayable because the audio key of them jumping at the same time sounds the same as when only one of them is jumping. so you cannot tell which one is jumping. Anyway, Space Dance is playable, and Remix 3 is not because of the fairies. After Remix 3, there's Satan, literally, Nightwalk, Power Calligraphy, Polyrhythm, and Rapman all are playable. Hey, for the second time, all the minigames before the remix are flawless. Remix 4 is flawed. In Polyrhythm, I don't know either. A pattern is played out and you have to repeat the pattern twice. But in Remix 4, you only have to repeat the pattern once. Side note, at the end, you have to press A to proceed with the answer in Quiz Joe. But you cannot see that text box, as you are blind. You are stuck in Remix 4 forever. By the way, we're halfway done covering all the minigames. In Bouncy Road, you play as these guys who bounce spheroids on the road. Got it? Well, sometimes multiple spheroids bounce on the road, and the problem is you can only hear one of them. There isn't a difference between the sound of one spheroid bouncing on the road and multiple. So Bouncy Road is unplayable. The minigame after it, Ninja Bodyguard, works fine. And after that is Toss Boys. Play as these three, Okun, Kian, and Akashan. We'll call them blue, yellow, and red. A ball launches from that thing, and they have to toss it. When one of the characters tosses the ball to someone, they yell the name of the person they're tossing the ball to, letting the player know what to click. Sometimes, yellow demolishes the ball, so the ball launcher has to launch another one. But the ball launcher cannot speak or shout. You're blindfolded, so you can't tell where the ball is getting launched to, making Toss Boys unplayable. After beating Toss Boys, you unlock Fireworks, then Tap Trial, which are playable. Okay, knowing the games that are unplayable in this column, you're probably guessing that Remix 5 is gonna throw you off because of Bouncy Road and Toss Boys. Well, Bouncy Road appears once throughout the whole level, and it's doable blindfolded. Toss Boys is what makes Remix 5 unplayable because of the issue I mentioned previously. We have reached the sequel minigames. Will they cause you as much pain and suffering as the previous minigames? Let's find out. The Snappy Trio is playable. Bond Dance. Remember the first pattern from the Bonadori? The practice teaches you this. Now here's the first thing the Bond Dance throws at you. I believe I have said enough. Cosmic Dance, Rap Woman, and Turbo Tap Trial are playable. Remix 6. This remix has every minigame, including the ones that made you suffer. Is it unplayable? Of course it is! Space Dance, Bossy Road, Rat Race, Clappy Trio, Quiz Show, Ninja Bodyguard, Power Calligraphy, Tap Trial, Sick Beats, Wizard Waltz, Nightwalk, Karate Man, Bunny Hop, Rapman, Showtime, Sneaky Spirits, The Bonadori, Fireworks, Spaceball, Samurai Slice, Written Tweezers, Mortars, and Space Dance again. As for what makes Remix 6 unplayable, Polyrhythm, Toss Boys, and Tram and Pauline. That was a lot to take in, right? Don't worry, we're almost done. Will the final two columns make things better? No. Karate Man 2, Rhythm Tweezers 2, and Ranger Incarnate are playable. Nightwalk 2.
Rev up those fryers!
Nightwalk 2 is the only level in the entire franchise that intentionally has a mechanic where you need to use your eyes. I don't get what the point of this is. Is it to train the player by testing their rhythm and their vision? If yes, then that's stupid. I don't understand Nightwalk 2. Its mechanic goes against the whole point of Rhythmheaven, which is to improve your rhythm. Monsters 2 is fine. Remix 7. Remix 7's gimmick is combining parts of Remix 1, 2, and 4, and you can already guess why it's unplayable. In the Remix 1 segment, these guys show up uninvited. The Remix 2 segment brings back the 7-beat Sticky Spirits, and the Remix 4 segment brings back the legendary Clappy Quad. Also, the fish is here too, as if this remix wasn't unplayable enough. Bouncy Road and Toss Boys are back, and they have the same issues. The rest of the minigames here are playable. And even Spaceball 2 encourages you to play blindfolded. Oh, we made it. The final remix, if you haven't noticed already. All the previous remixes are unplayable, and they get progressively worse each remix. So that makes us think, what monstrosities does Remix 8 have in store for us? Oh, it's playable. There's even a mechanic in Remix 8 that covers your vision. It took the game 7 remixes to not mess it up. And that's all the main 48 minigames in Rhythm Tengoku. The Rhythm Toys are played. The Endless games are played. Oh, come on! The drum lessons are doable. And you can do whatever you want in the concert hall. There's no one stopping you. We have made it to the final part of your blind journey, the final Rhythmheaven game, Rhythmheaven Megamix. This game's gimmick is bringing back beloved minigames from previous titles. What this means for you is... This is getting ridiculous. What this means for you is that Megamix could potentially bring back the unplayables. So without further ado, let's go, amigo. Drumming practice. This is the rhythm test of Megamix. Your me bangs drums. It's playable. After wiping the sweat off your screen, you get to the minigames. Oh, and I won't be mentioning returning minigames unless they are unplayable or got changed. Karate Man, Philbots, Air Rally, G-Tune, Rhythm Tweezers, Glee Club, Figure Fighter, Fruit Basket, The Clappy Trio, Shoot 'em Up, Micro Row, First Contact, and Tongue Lashing are playable. So, Sick Beats is back. Everything about Sick Beats got remastered, including its flaws. There's still no audio panning. There's audio panning for minigames like Catchy Tune, so why isn't it in Sick Beats? Unplayable again. If only there was a way to reliably beat Sick Beats without the need of audio panning. Oh. Anyway, Sticky Spirits, Rhythm Rally, Flip Flop, Lumberjack, Super Samurai Slice, Charging Chicken, Sumo Brothers, Lush Remix, Catchy Tune 2, Honeybee Remix, and Glee Club 2. Glee Club from DS is back, and now the orchestra conductor actually does his job. It's playable. Fruit Basket 2, Mushy Remix, Skin Contact, and Citrus Remix are playable. Rat Race returns. The evil rat and cat are back, but they're not evil anymore. The rat actually keeps his stoplights for the beginning part of the level. And don't worry, a cue for running has been added. And that's not all. The cat's audio cues have been extended with its paws making sounds. Extending the cat's audio cues wasn't necessary, but it's helpful and cute. Rat Race and Megamix is playable. Elmo Acrobat, Dawn Remix, and Lumberjack 2 are playable. Barbershop Remix. I want you to guess why Barbershop Remix is unplayable. Alright, where have we seen this before? Yup, Barbershop Remix repeats the same exact mistake from Remix doing Tengoku, the 7-beat sneaky spirits. God, not even Megamix was able to stop Tengoku's remix from affecting it. Anyway, Barbershop Remix is unplayable. Tangotronic 3000, Songbird Remix, Pajama Party, Blueberry, Kitties, Jungle Gymnast, Left Hand Remix, Super Samurai Slice 2, Right Hand Remix, Karate Man Senior, and finally, the final remix, are playable. There were bonus minigames you can buy from the shop. Out of all the games you could have brought back, nothing changed, still unplayable. The GOAT is not a rhythm game. Street Pass Terrace. It's Figure Fighter versus people. It's playable. Challenge Land. Rhythmheaven Megamix has challenges where you play through groups of minigames with extra rule sets. None of the extra rules need you to use your eyes, so every challenge will be playable, except for the ones with Barbershop Remix or Bouncy Road, which are Round Object Fan Club, Remix Medley, Super Remix Medley, and lastly, Game Gamble Intermediate.